everyone. I'm Haanahgrace. Welcome to my channel. I view topics like reality TV, current events, gardening, and wellness from a behavioral and faith-based perspective. Again, thank you for joining me, and please hit the like, subscribe, and share buttons. Today we are talking love and marriage Huntsville. I want to talk about Chris and Nell Fletcher. Are they being groomed to replace Marsu and Latisha? Let's talk about it. After going back and looking at Love and Marriage Huntsville's most recent episode, I noticed something that I did not notice before. And that is the lawsuit, the $5.5 million lawsuit was mentioned 3 times. The first time was a flashback of the reunion when Carlos mentioned it. The second time is when Latisha and Marsu had their conversation, and Marsu talked about he completed the deposition. And the third time is when Mel and Nell had a conversation at Tiffany's baby reveal. Melody talked about that they had a $5.5 million fraud lawsuit. So I know for sure that Marsu and Latisha, in my opinion, and alleged. Everything in this video is in my opinion and it is alleged. But I'm thinking Marsu and Latisha do not want this on their storyline. They are doing anything that they can to avoid this conversation. However, production cannot overlook this. One thing that I remember a while back, it was mentioned that there's a company called ITV America. And a part of their, what they have on their website is they are part of a ITV Studios. The global production group ITV America is behind some of the biggest brands on American television in non-scripted programming. It is the largest independent non-scripted producer in the United States. Through its successful production, labels producing thousands of hours of successful programming across multiple broadcast and cable networks, as well as digital and premium streamers. Now, I didn't know that ITV America was a part of the OWN Network's Love and Marriage Huntsville show. I thought it was Kingdom Reign. Yes, I thought that it was Kingdom Reign who produced the show. And I thought that he answered directly to OWN. So the case has not gone to court yet. But I think that OWN and ITV and Kingdom Reign have to make some preparations just in case the Scotts are found liable and they've been found guilty of fraud in a civil case. This may turn into a criminal case. So they have to make preparations to replace them, in my opinion. And also, Tiffany thinks she's smart. When she talked about Kiki and the allegations against her, she said something like that it would tarnish their brands to be connected to someone who was on Crime Stoppers. But she never mentioned, and if she did, I don't know, because they may have edited it out, but look at the Scotts. They have a fraud case. Now, if you're talking about not being connected to people who may tarnish your brand, what about Marsu and Latisha? So if Latisha and Marsu need to be replaced, the Fletchers, I think they'll fit right into that position quite well. I mean, they will fit into the show quite well because they are business owners. They seem like they have legitimate businesses that pride themselves on integrity. Chris also reminded us that they've been in business for 29 years and they were the original Black power couple in Huntsville. So I will say that the scene with Latisha, Marsu, Chris, and Nell was a little confusing. During the confessional, Nell said that she wanted an explanation from the Scotts regarding why they were not invited to the Black Expo. So Nell asked Latisha about the Black Expo, and Tisha said that the expo was nice and it was a networking opportunity for Black business owners in the city. And so Nell said, "You don't care about inviting us to the expo?" And Marso said, "You didn't feel invited?" And Nell said, "We wasn't personally invited." And Marceau said, "Well, no one was actually personally invited." Nell said, "You said you were going." She reminded them that they said that they were going to. Marceau acted like he couldn't remember that he told them that he was going to personally invite them when they met at Mariah and Malia's birthday party. So here go Marceau again with his shenanigans, talking about, "Well, I didn't know what y'all do." Then Chris said, "You know that I am a real estate broker." So then Nell said, "Well, what do you think we did?" And Marceau said, "Well, I thought Fletcher just made a lot of money and you was his pretty wife." That annoyed Nell because she said in her confessional, Nell said it annoyed her, and she also threw a little shade and said, "Well, maybe in 29 years, the Scots could catch up to us." And Fletcher said, "Maybe." This conversation again was kind of confusing. It kind of gave me the impression that Melody had talked to the Scots about the Fletchers joining in with this combat group type initiative, because they tried to sell it as a combat group, the Black Expo, but they tried to sell it as a combat group initiative. So another reason that I had that impression is that because when Nell met with Melody at the baby reveal, baby Ace's baby reveal, he's so handsome, Nell explained to Melody that she said we met with the Scots for dinner, and we were trying to clear the air about the expo. And then Mel said, "Did y'all get it clear?" She said, "Well, I think we kind of got it clear, but we kind of went back and forth." Her and Tish kind of went back and forth. Nell also said that they want to move forward, but she said Latisha wanted to move forward, but she really didn't know how she felt about, letting her into the group because of her friendship with Melody. Mel called bull crap, BS, and she said because when y'all were patronizing their business, me and your friendship didn't have no impact on it. So Nell also told Melody what Marceau said about paying the speakers at the Black Expo, and how Marceau had said that if he was going to pay anyone, it would be his brother and Stormy because they had been in business longer. How he tried to pretend like Melody's businesses were just selling products, and him and Latisha's businesses are so much more important than Melody's. But Melody already know that Marceau is doing nothing but playing games, because she has said in the past she told him to complete a job. So that must be his track record of not completing jobs. And she's probably heard about other people that's contracted with him to complete jobs, and he's taken the money and has not completed the job. So for him to compare his business, Maurice's business, Stormy businesses, to Melody's business, and then put Melody's business in a bad light in their businesses, like they've been in business so much longer than Melody. Melody said, "Truth be told, I've been in business since 2008. So it's like Melody's like, "Okay, now since you want to throw jabs at my business, let me tell you, Marcia." She didn't say this, but I'm saying it for her. 7th Avenue, multi-million-dollar company. Property preservation, multi-million-dollar company. Business, builder license, real estate. Singing career, modeling career. She has a whole team of people that support her business. Acting career. She has movies out. Production companies, Tilted Crowns. She produced TV shows, reality shows. In fact, she's a producer on the show that you're on. And she also came up with that idea. She said she put money in your pocket. Don't you forget that either. And the list goes on and on and on. Some of the stuff she ain't even told us about. Oh, and I forgot. She owns a network. So here you are talking about she hasn't been in business long enough. So this is when Melody let the cat out of the bag on national TV. Now, I know we've been hearing about all of this lawsuit stuff on social media, but this is the first time we heard about the fraud $5.5 million lawsuit for fraud against Scott on national TV. Now, I know Carlos mentioned the lawsuit during the last reunion. Tisha them talked about the deposition, but now on national TV, it's known that they have a 5 point something, that's what Mel says, something $million lawsuit for fraud. And she said, listen, maybe, just maybe, I didn't want to be on stage or participate in an expo with a person with people who call themselves business people who have a fraud lawsuit in the millions against them. So you want to throw jabs? Let's throw jabs. And Mel also let it be known that she tired of these men, belittling women's businesses when their businesses are just as important or more important, more profitable than theirs. And she said, listen, they're lame, whack, petty, and pathetic. And she is right. Do you think that production should replace Marsu and Latisha? Do you think the Fletchers would be a good replacement for Latisha and Marsu? Thank you for joining me. That's all I have for this video. I would like to do another video regarding this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Please join me in my next video. And thank you so much for sharing this time with me. And remember, I am Aris. See you on the next video. Have a beautiful day.